Gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first the host, straight from After the Slam podcast, Bodacious Albert.
After the slam, where the real ones stand, we talk dreams, defeats, and the master plan. From the locker room tales to the spotlight glam, you'll feel every hand. This is after the slam. This is after the slam. Body slam gear.
Hey guys, it's me, Bodacious Albert from the After the Slam podcast, and today we are announcing big news. For the first time in After the Slam history, we are going to do our first raffle giveaway. After the Slam podcast and the DWE, we're giving away our first championship belt. It's easy to enter. All you gotta do is scan that QR code and pay $15 to enter the raffle. And guess what? It's simple. If every $15 you put in, it's an extra raffle and a better spot for you to win. And what am I talking about? We are giving away the classic Intercontinental Championship. This title is going to be given away to a lucky winner. All you got to do is scan that QR code and pay that $15. Imagine winning a championship belt for only $15. But there's also a catch. You need to subscribe to all of the DWE members' YouTube channels. After the Slam, Talk It Up, and the EVP show. So get going. Get a chance to win an IC championship belt. Shipped straight to your door. Only $15. It's all in your hands. The funds of this contest will go on to buying a new championship belt every single month so we can do a giveaway. So don't miss it. Become the Intercontinental Champion of the IWC. For more info, look at the description below and you can see all the details there. Become the Intercontinental Champion.
There's a Bronco in town. There's a Bronco in town.
You're telling me you're starting a wrestling company in Montreal, Quebec, Canada without Bodacious Albert from After the Slam podcast? I don't think so. PFW, February 26th at Piranha Bar. I'm going to be there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be joining the official announce team for PFW. I'll be alongside Ryan The Rose LeBeau, and he and I are going to be announcing all the matches of that event. But don't get it twisted. I'm not coming alone. I don't trust anybody in Piranha Bar. So I'm going to bring myself a security guard, a big, bad man, to have my back the whole night. I don't even trust Ryan LeBeau. So, I'm going to be there, announcing the show, making it valuable for the whole audience. But Bodacious Albert's going to be there from After the Slam. So don't miss it. February 26th, yours truly is going to be there. Piranha Bar, PFW, here it comes.
Welcome everyone to After the Slam podcast, episode 30. We are live now in the new ATS studios. This is just a tryout. This is not exactly where I'm going to be doing my podcast every single week, but next week I got Big Drew Onyx at the Torture Chamber Pro Wrestling Dojo. I will be doing his podcast in his gym inside a wrestling ring. So I'm just testing out my mics and my things. So look at that. Camera 1, 2, 3. Making myself look pretty. But tonight, it's not about that. Tonight, it's episode 30, man. We're already at episode 30 of After the Slam. And guess who I have? I have an outlaw. I have a renegade. I have a badass MFer on my show. He is a 20-year vet, ladies and gentlemen. He is Outlaw Adam.
Well, Bodacious Albert, I want to thank you very much for having me on here, and I don't want to start off on the wrong foot here, but, don't short me by a decade. I was a 20-year vet 10 years ago.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay.
1995 to 2005. 30 goddamn years, ladies and gentlemen.
30 goddamn years.
And I'll tell you right now, if you couldn't tell by all of the salt that's taken over the pepper in the beard and in the hair, which I'm going to hide right now because of the hat. It's where we're at. But yes, it's been 30 long years. I'm on my third wrestling boom, if you will, as a champion competing grappler based out of Winnipeg in Canada.
Yes, sir. One of the top championship wrestlers in Canada and based out of Winnipeg. Adam, sorry, I give my apologies. You don't look 30 years veteran. You look maybe 20. So that's why I'm saying, hey, you look good.
Thank you very much.
That's how I'm licking your ass. I'm just saying, because I'm being quite frank. I've been watching your stuff, even to your last match. To be honest, you're still still in shape. You're still kicking ass. And I don't see you trying. I wouldn't want to be in the ring across from you, but hell no. So you got something, and you got experience, and you've got something that in the Canadian wrestling scene, if you will. The cowboy, I'm not gonna say the cowboy, the outlaw really is you're 6'4", if I'm correct, right? 6'4", over. I'm not gonna say how much you weigh. That's rude.
No, I'm over 300 pounds. I'm a big ass boy. It's fine.
You're a big boy. So you don't look like somebody to mess with, and you've got experience. Now you say you're 30-year vet. You've been in the ring with the likes of Samoa Joe.
Yep.
Watch that match. You've been in the ring with the likes with one of my favorites, Kenny Omega, when he started.
Yeah, I was there when Kenny debuted. Yeah,
when he started, because he's from your city, right? From Winnipeg. So, you've been in the ring, and I believe you even taught some of these wrestlers that we see on television today.
Taught is far too strong a word. Worked with when they were forming, sure, yeah. Along the way, I've been very fortunate to have been able to grace the canvas with a whole bunch of different people from all across North America and beyond. I remember getting to work. Oh God, I don't want this to turn into the name dropping podcast of doom, but there are people I've worked with, here and in the Midwest and tri-state area and in Japan that I could point to and go, and the UN. So that's all right.
I've touched you before. Yeah, I know.
Careful. That was Alberto saying that. I didn't say
Audacious Albert. Okay, thank you very much. Speaking of that, no, but I want to get to know more about you, the person,
sure,
and the fan of pro wrestling, because we all started as fans. I personally started training wrestling in 2016, 2017.
Okay.
And I had to stop due to a back injury. It ended everything. And it wasn't even because of wrestling. It was because of freaking climbing a ladder and falling off of it. So wrestling career was straight to the end. But I'm still in the wrestling business in the sense that I'm doing commentary, announcing, podcasting, interviewing individuals like you, and teaching. I'm like what you call the I've been watching wrestling since I was 3. WrestleMania 2 was my first wrestling show, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know you. What was your first experience watching pro wrestling?
When I was very, very young, my late father was a vendor at the old Winnipeg Arena here in Winnipeg.
Wow.
Building is gone, right? So when I was probably about 3 or 4, my dad would take me with him every, I don't know if he did it all the time, but I vague memories at least once of being able to sit like front row on the floor while my dad's slinging beers up, 10 rows behind me. But I'd be able to watch the Crusher and Nick Bockwinkel and the Gagnes and the Killer Bees. And I would watch these individuals from a very, very formative age. So I've been around the wrestling industry for a very long time. After that, of course, get away from it for a bit. The first WWF event that I remember fondly was Mania 4. That a friend of mine had the double stack VHS tapes. So we watched those. Those were pretty great. And that from there on, I was hooked, and I got really deep into it. I really got into the athleticism and the costumes and the music and the action. Much like any other Central Canadian fella, I really thoroughly enjoyed, in the 80s, high intensity, big bodacious action and the lights and the glitter. So caught my eye at a formative age and sort of stayed with me now. as I'm 49 years old and looking at how far. I've come. But yeah.
What?
I
I was
know.
going to 35.
Oh, God. Maybe if I dyed my hair and beard, get out of the Just for Men, I'll be all right. But
Oh, I've seen your promos. I've seen your promos when you first started. You were that lean, fine man with the long black hair, the cowboy. I remember. I've seen well, I do my research. Okay,
Yeah.
on the superstar. I'm gonna call you a superstar. Okay?
Well, that would be a lie, but I appreciate it. So thank you.
but you've been there. You've done your promos. You can, everybody, if you want to know more about Outlaw Adam Knight, it's easy. YouTube, and just click his name.
Yeah.
You see everything from the beginning till now.
That's right. That's right. If you'll let me plug, I am trying right now to every Monday upload a new match, as I call it, from the vault. I know it was very original.
That's
I've
cool.
I've got a whole bunch of sorry about that.
Oh, I know that noise.
I know we all do. Sorry, I wonder where his office is. No, it's I got sit here with I've got a whole bunch of these tapes that have footage from like 1997 till about 2010. So I'm trying to digitize some stuff, and every Monday I'm trying to put a new match up there on my YouTube page. So some of them are going to be great, others will be matches, and that's okay. So I'm trying to just as I am at this stage of my career, I want to make sure there's a digital history of my work for myself and for anybody who wants it. So
that's cool, because when someone actually like me that has the great opportunity to interview you, we want to see who you are.
Yeah.
I met you. Shout out to Cliff, first of all.
Cliffy,
Cliff, big man, big boy.
big boy.
I speak to Cliff once. I met him through TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. He liked all my videos.
There you go.
Who the fuck is this guy? Let me message him. Hey, nice. And then I see he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
Well, hell, I got a podcast. Bring him on. And he's like, hey, do you want to introduce me to Billy Blaze and Adam Knight, Danny Duggan? I'm like, yeah, give them all to me, So at the end of the day, and then you guys all, I contacted you all individually, and the kindness you guys have to people, like you're a big fella, like intimidating, but you're a nice dude, patient as well. So I appreciate you.
That's all right, man. I appreciate the kind words. It's what's the phrase? More important to be nice than it is to whatever. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. I try to live by that until it's time to smash a fool.
Exactly. And count to 1, 2, 3. But yeah, I get it. So growing up, you said the Nick Bockwinkel's and the Killer Bees, and your dad was the vendor. But who was the one who caught your eye? Who was the one that says, "Shit, I want to do what he's doing"?
Well, obviously, as a Canadian, it's hard not to talk about the Hearts and the Heart Foundation as them being being very influential. It is funny, when I was really developing, though, I was a big fan of the Rockers. I loved Jannetty and Michaels. I thought they were the coolest. They were the guys who I thought, as a dorky dumpy kid, in like middle school, who didn't think that he was ever going to be able to be a superhero. I would watch them running around and flipping and flying, and I'd go, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to be. I didn't know I was going to grow into be a monster, but at the time I thought, I could be the guy flying around and dropping the fist and having all the tassels and shit. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. And then as I got into the business, I realized maybe not really what I'm best at, but it's back when I was younger, though, I had the poster. I had that 90s neon poster of the Rockers on my wall, and that gave my mom fits for reasons. But I promise you, it was just because I appreciated their work, man. But through them, I to this day, even though I'm more of a singles guy, as a performer, my love for tag team wrestling knows no bounds. I adored there's a 2 to 3 falls match they did with, I do believe, the Brainbusters on an old Saturday Night's Main Event that I must have watched 70 times before I was 15. It was just a best of 3. I loved it. Loved it.
Didn't the Rockers have as well a 2 out of 3 falls with the Heart Foundation?
They did as well.
They won the tag belts, and they didn't win the tag belts.
That's right. Yeah, there's a couple of those. There's a couple of those along the way for sure. Right. I'm sure it was a 2 out of 3 with them. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting mixed up in this one with Demolition. God, I don't remember. This is the problem with being old and having been in the head way too many times. It's all just mush up here. It's like tapioca in between the ears. But I'm doing my best.
Right, but the Rockers.
Hard to go wrong with Michaels and Jannetty, right?
Yeah, well, Jannetty, we don't want to know how he became, but I mean, Poor guy.
I could tell you about meeting Marty Jannetty, but that's another story.
Oh, really? Did you wrestle Marty Jannetty?
I didn't have the pleasure.
Okay.
But as a member of the Cauliflower Alley Club, I was down at the convention. I want to say 2018. I was down at the convention in 2018, and Mr. Jannetty was there, and he was in fine spirits. I'd never met the man before. I walked into the locker room. He took one look at me, gave me a huge hug as if we'd known each other our whole lives, talked to me. I swear he thought I was somebody else. Didn't disabuse him of the notion, but it made me laugh.
Vader, how you doing? Vader, how you doing?
Big man, how you doing? I'm like, all right, here we go.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, but as a favorite wrestler, I want to know one guy, like
one guy.
Yeah, that influences you, like even to this day.
It's if you ask any wrestler, like
Stan Hansen.
To pick one, yeah, Hansen obviously is a major influence on me, right? Like, and I came to Hansen late. Like, I was wrestling about 7 or 8 years before I really went, oh, I really like what Stan's doing, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I could tell with the work.
Like when I was younger, I remember him vaguely from his AWA days, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see much in WCW, and obviously he never really had much more than a cup of coffee for Vince. But I hadn't watched a lot of the All Japan stuff.
Yeah.
So then I get like, I've been around 7 or 8 years trying to figure out how I want to do what I want to do, and I get. Here's some tapes of, Hansen in Japan. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. I get it now. Right. And so that became a real focus for me when I really started, I really, so there's a lot of Stan Hansen, a lot of, oh God, I loved Arn Anderson. I for the longest time, for a long time, I was using, the AA Spine Buster. I'll still pull it out every once in a while. But yeah, AA Spine Buster for sure. Hard not to mention the Dynamite Kid, troubled guy such as it is, but as a pioneer of the industry back in the 80s, come on, there was nobody like Dynamite. And then I'll probably go one that you wouldn't expect. I will say Steve Regal.
Wow. Well, Steve Regal is, I could see you influenced by him, because you do a lot of mat wrestling too. I see you.
I started to do a lot of it. Now here's a funny story. My first, I think it was 2003, 2004, my first time that I got invited to be an extra in a WWF event. Mm-hmm. Steve Regal is there, of course, doing his thing. He was working, around the ring with all of the young boys and new guys. So, and what they had all the newbies do is they get in, do lockups, do some basics, and this time I've been around 7 or 8 years. I'm pretty good at what I do, but I will admit that my fundamentals were lacking. Regal took one look at me, pulled me out of the ring. I thought for sure I was going to get sent home. I thought I was about to get reamed out or whatever. He spent 2 hours telling stories, giving me people to watch, giving me a better understanding of what like the British style of grappling is all about, right? And Regal is not a small man. At the time, I'm 6'4", Regal's 6'2", 6'3". He's a deceptively large man.
Yep.
So to see up close the level of footwork and precision and technique, like getting to really, really, really see it, and to interact, was massively influential for me. And to this day, I will study his stuff. And while you won't see a lot of it in my matches, because that's not normal, people are paying me to do. Mm-hmm. When I get the chance to, especially right now for Blaze Pro Wrestling in Winnipeg, I help out as often as I can in the training center. I will spend as much time as I can with our new guys on their fundamentals, on their chain work, on their body manipulations, joints, holds, those sorts of things, and those types of transitions. I think those are very essential, and I want to make sure that they're not lost on the generations to come.
Of course. I've recently I was at the Torture Chamber Pro Wrestling Dojo at Juanix, and he's a 20-year vet, 20-year. He's been teaching to students since 2004, 2005.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was there watching videotaping some content from a YouTube channel and for Instagram, social media, and basically he's showing them how to do a hammerlock. Yeah, and there's people are showing these rookies don't know what a hammerlock is. They want to jump off a goddamn rope. They want to give a clothesline. Take a hammerlock is the I know how to do a hammerlock with my father. My father's the one who fucking taught me. So he put me in place. He put me in a hammerlock. That's my father.
Well, exactly right. Exactly. Okay, go on, sir.
No, it's stuff like that. Chain wrestling like this is all about precision and what do you call it? Timing, like not timing, like patience is the word. Like you got to know your footwork and everything, and that kind of chain wrestling and what you do is extraordinary in my eyes. Anyways.
Well, thank you very much. As I've developed more and more, and as my matches have gotten a little bit less high flying, if you will, I spend a lot more time on my matches, really trying to focus on on fundamentals, right? I try to teach the kids in training that you can't forget the people are only about 10, 12 feet away from you.
Yeah,
right. So. There's a lot of, and it's the sort of thing that when you're young, and it doesn't really matter. You can't just say kids today, kids of any generation. First time they get in, they all get in thinking, I want to do the stuff I see on TV. I want to drop the elbow like Macho Man. I want to fly like the Rockers. I want to do moonsaults like Muda did. I want to be Rey Mysterio. Yeah, that stuff is all great.
Yeah,
and it's all great, and it all draws, and it's all important if you can do it right. What's most important though is remembering that the name of the game is pro wrestling. Yep. If you take the wrestling out of it and you don't take that seriously enough and you don't get the fundamentals of that in place, the rest of it doesn't matter.
Yep.
The high flying and stuff, that's all supposed to be there for the window dressing. That's the pyrotechnics. It's the lights, the music, right?
Yep.
Without the wrestling portion of it, you've got nothing. You've really got nothing. So it's that to me. So I'll spend a lot of time, in my matches now when I get the chance and have an opponent that I can do it with, or if I've got the time, because sometimes it's like, hey,
6 minutes, hurry up.
when I worked Jake Hager in AEW Dark, I swear to God, that was not designed to go long. Right. Yeah. So it was I was told if you can give me 90 seconds, no problem.
Shit.
That's the job. That's the job. Sometimes.
My God, what are you gonna do in 90 seconds, right? Yeah, you figure it out.
Put the big NCAA heavyweight champion over. That's what you do in 90 seconds. That's the job.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so let's see, Adam. Are you looking at current wrestling today? Are you watching it? Are you keeping up with it? Are you what's your per se? Like, what are you going? WWE, AEW? Are you watching Ring of Honor? Are you watching TNA? As a wrestling fan, I'm talking to the pro wrestler here, but I want to know as the wrestling fan at this moment.
I think it's like anything else. I think that I couldn't stop watching if I tried. Like there was a period of time where I slowed down, right? And there's so much content out there. It's hard to take it all in. So I don't try to do that. I try to focus on. I try to obviously focus on what WWE is doing, because I'd be crazy not to see what if you're not following what number one company is doing, you're not paying attention, right?
Yeah.
That said, I feel a very strong connection to AEW because I loved it when they opened up, and obviously I've known Omega for 20 years, so I'm very invested in what they're doing there, which is awesome. So I really like. I have a personal affinity more to what AEW is doing.
Oh wow!
But with that said, obviously I watch Raw. I keep caught up on SmackDown. I try to watch NXT. That's a little harder for me. No disrespect to anybody there. It's just you're getting a mismatch of stuff. I really love what TNA has been doing the last year or so.
Yep.
I know a lot of not know personally, but I'm familiar with a lot of their talent, which is nice. So that's good. I try to keep an eye on it all. Obviously, I try to keep an eye also on what's happening over in Japan, because that's big. But now there's just so much, right? If I try to keep an eye on what was going on even just across Canada these days, that would be crazy, right? Because now the indies are exploding in a crazy way. I really like what is it? Super Kicked out of Toronto is doing. I really understand that NRG and Montreal is doing some big stuff. I don't remember the name of the company out in the Maritimes right now that I like, though I do know there's a PI company that's just starting up. ECC, pardon me, is it ECCW? Well, whatever. Like there's at least 2 or 3 offices out in BC that are running regularly. Can-Am's running really well. Thrash Wrestling in BC is doing really well. Hell, Reaper Wrestling just started up in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan by a couple of guys that I know. Ringside Wrestling in Saskatchewan has been running for almost 20 years, and they're drawing sellout business. That's just Canada. Trying to keep up with what those guys are doing is bonkers, right? You hear the stuff that's happening with like New Wave out in London. You hear the stuff that's happening with like Over the Top Rope in Ireland. Like the industry is the strongest it's ever been. And thanks to the benefit of the internet, I can keep sort of an eye on who's where and who's doing what. And it's too much. So when I see something in a clip or something like that, I try not to just focus on, hey, look at that really cool move that this guy did. Let's see if I can watch something that this Sean Legacy guy, for example, has done beyond just, super triple flippy, look at my abs as I'm flying stuff. Again, no disrespect. I want to see more of the work, though.
Yeah. It's the wrestling industry today is like it's crazy. There's everything on, I think, every streaming platform, whatever you want to say. There's wrestling on there.
Yeah.
So, and also what Billy's doing, Billy Blaze, his organization. You got to give him credit where credit is due, because he's popping out on his these shows left and right, and he's streaming them, and he's putting them on his website, and I watched the whole show for free the other day. I'm like, oh crap, okay, cool. And somebody was in the main event with the world championship of that brand. So I'm not going to say his name. He's on the show, episode 30, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but it's weird. Wow, that we're in the position we're in. Like, if you'll let me put over Billy and what Billy's doing with Blaze Pro Wrestling in Winnipeg right now, it's crazy, right? Again, in 30 years in Winnipeg alone, I've been a part of at least 7 or 8 different startups along the way, right? People just coming and going, running 1 or 2 shows and going away. Premier Championship Wrestling ran for 17 years. CWE has been running for this long. Tony Candela, the old WFWA, and then the IWA, and whatever the heck it was, or whatever Don Callis was booking at the time. There's been 8 million different versions of stuff along the way. But I've said it publicly. I said it in the ring in front of our sold out crowds for Blaze Pro. Some of the most fun I've ever had in wrestling has been with Blaze Pro. He and his team, and what we're trying to do there with a real grassroots, almost everybody on the team, aside from like myself, Billy, Cliff, and a couple of other people we bring in, are fresh. They're fresh people that are from the academy that we've built.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there still some rough edges to stand off? Yeah, absolutely. Right. Nobody's perfect. But the fact that we're running events for a full year, we're drawing sellout business with, a couple of old guys like me and a bunch of up and comers that are working really hard to develop characters and to really show a lot of heart and passion is fantastic. The marketplace is flooded across Canada right now. There's a whole lot of attention for your wrestling dollar, right?
Yeah.
The benefit of there being a wrestling boom is the fact there's a lot of people that want to see wrestling. Like WPW Winnipeg is doing ridiculous business. CWE just ran a show last night. They did really good business. But what we're doing with Blaze Pro, we're filling a different niche, I think, in the local market, and we're drawing, and people are happy, and that's all we can ask for, right? At the end of the day, that's the job.
That is a job. You have 2 jobs to go there. Either you're a heel, you got to make sure they're booing the shit out of you, and we're leaving the arena happy, and they have their money's worth. So. And Blaze Pro, I looked at their roster. Even the rookies, they're good.
Yeah,
he's doing a great job. You guys are doing a great job. I know you're one of the helpers and the trainers there. Like, I'm not supposed to say this. I'm not supposed to say this, but I mean, you guys are doing a great job. For the next generation of talent coming up. And do you guys have like a how do you call that? Like a platform to, like, so for example, you have that one guy, right? That one wrestler that you say, okay, he's ready for the next step. Do you have like connections to go to the next step, or you just let them fly with their wings and say, go?
Well, the one thing that I regret not having when I broke in, back in 1995, was the fact that people would show me how to do the job, like in the ring, but they wouldn't give me any help going anywhere else. And then that's I'm not even bitter about that. Half of those guys, with all due respect to them, didn't know how to get booked anywhere else either, right? In 30 years ago, the wrestling industry was so very insular, right? If you weren't in the groups, you weren't in the groups, right?
Yeah.
If you weren't pals with the right people, they wouldn't open the right door for you. And at the end of the day, our job now is, or at least my job, is to try to help and develop the upcoming group. And when somebody's ready to, spread the rings a little bit and get some experience somewhere else, to be able to endorse them, be able to say, hey, no, I would really like you to take a look at, say, Candy Chaos, for example.
Yeah.
a fine young lady who's working really, really hard, right? The improvement she's made in the last year has been outstanding. I adore her as a person and as a performer has been great. So when the opportunity came for her to do some other events with companies like locally and then outside of the city limits of Winnipeg, then absolutely, then she gets my endorsement, because you only really get better and you only really make a name for yourself when you get outside of your bubble. And this is any industry. This isn't just wrestling, right? You don't get better at anything unless you go, I am no longer in this little duck pond and I will now fly away and, see what the ducks are like in other areas. That's a terrible metaphor.
I was about to say, what the fuck
What
did
the
he
fuck
just
are you
say?
talking about, you big old bastard? That's right. Yeah, that's all right.
All right, let's get to the next question.
Sure.
I love it. Don't get me wrong. You're fun, man. I like this, Adam. Mr. Knight, I'm gonna call you because you are an outlaw.
I am your senior. Yes, it's fine. That's
Yes, I gotta pay my respect. Have your coffee, sir. Have your coffee. Okay, so now you said that you prefer like AEW and all the other wrestling
I'm going to get clipped out and buried for that. But yes, I feel an affinity to AEW. I really like. They feel very much like an underdog. They feel like a young underdog that's got enough veterans to help carry the load, and they're really going out of the way, in my opinion, to try to develop new talent, which WWE says they're doing, and yet it always seems to be the same old up at the top of the card. For now, it changes, it rotates, but
okay. So now that comment you just said, now we're gonna clip that.
Yeah. Bury me 6 feet under. It's fine.
Is it Adam Knight the fan or Adam Knight the wrestler talking in that opinion?
What's the difference?
There's a difference. I'm a fan. I'm not a wrestler.
Well, that's fine. As an in-ring performer, I feel like currently AEW is doing more to bring people up and introduce them and give them a platform than WWE is.
Yes.
WWE is bringing a lot of people in. Then don't get me wrong. I think the ID program is interesting, and I really like when they seem to be going a little bit more into the indies now to recruit people. Like Leon Lacumbo just out of BC, who I've had a couple of matches with in the last couple of years. Big, giant, jacked up dude. Got to go down to Florida for a week and get a good look. I hope he gets a deal out of it, right? Zoe Sager's on the WWE ID program. She's going to get a match, I do believe, in Toronto for like the ID title, whatever that is. But there's a platform for that. It's slow, but that's also WWE. But that's also WWE responding to what the rest of the industry's doing, right?
Yeah.
For the long time, they were being the giant monolith that didn't want to look at anything else, in my opinion.
Oh no.
But now that there's other platforms out there that are trying to raise people up, like Orange Cassidy's never going to get a look if AEW doesn't exist.
He's still not going to get a look. He's the WWE will not hire an Orange. I'm surprised they hired a Joe Hendry.
Yeah, okay. Joe Hendry doesn't get a look if AEW's not there. AEW's not there. Joe Hendry doesn't get a look.
Yeah, you're right.
All due respect, giant, good-looking Scottish kid who's he's not a kid anymore, but you know what I mean, right? He's at the time a passable worker, has worked really hard at the dungeon with Natty and TJ. Apparently, his game's really stepped up, but he doesn't get a look if there isn't competition out there that might take him.
Yeah, that's absolutely. But that's the whole only reason I feel why. Let's take him before the other ones do.
Yeah, for sure.
Petty. They're petty when it comes to that stuff.
Everybody's petty. It's petty industry.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. See, for me as a fan, like AEW, right?
Yep.
You're absolutely right that they're making stars in that company.
I agree.
Like, let's just for example, I think it's going to be a flop very fast. Royce Keys, formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs, okay, known in AEW, a machine in AEW. Now he's in WWE.
Yeah,
I give him a year. I give him his contract, and he's back in AEW. Same way as Andrade. Same way. That's why they saw, his contract is coming up. Let's throw some money at him. Let's grab him and make him be a part of our thing.
But what's the problem with that? Hobbs had a good run. He made some money. He made a name for himself. He's a big jacked up dude.
There's no problem.
Great. And maybe they do something.
I'm just saying WWE's not gonna. They're gonna waste his talent. That's what I'm saying. They're like that.
As long as they're paying them and they give them any TV time at all, nothing is ever wasted.
Okay.
On some level, I want to make sure I'm very clear when I say this. I don't think that any company should be going out there to try to bury guys that they've signed. That is a terrible investment. But it is up to the talent. It's up to this person right here, if they're given an opportunity to have 10 seconds of screen time, to get themselves over. Anything you're given, you got to get over. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson being the best wrestler on the planet during the time wasn't going to get him to the main event of WrestleMania 30. It was the fact that he was willing to take all the shit they gave him and get it over. That is what got him up to that spot.
Mr. Adam Knight. I can't stand that guy. That's anyways.
That's you. It is in a, whether you stand him or not. You personally, Alberto.
Yeah.
You cannot.
No. Don't say Alberto now.
Albert. My apologies.
There you go.
You can't look this audience in the eye and deny that Bryan Danielson is excellent at what he does and incredibly popular with multiple audiences.
Bryan Danielson is, for me, and I think for the whole wrestling industry, he is the top 5 greatest performer in that wrestling ring.
Agreed.
But for me, the fans, and I repeat this over and over and over, the fans put him on a pedestal that is way too high.
Maybe.
It's because every time that man does something great, he's amazing. I love Bryan Danielson's work in the ring. But if I have to pick him or pick somebody, like, for example, if I have to pick him, or I hate saying, I'm not going to hate it. If I have to pick him or Randy Orton, okay, I will pick a Randy Orton. Why? Okay. Because the fact that man you got to give credit where credit is due. 20-year vet, Orton, best shape of his life today, whatever it may be. But at the same time, like, every time he put the ball on Bryan Danielson, he drops the ball by getting hurt because he does way too much.
Maybe you could say a couple of things about that, but I want to make it very clear. If we're going to draw that comparison 1-to-1, 1-to-1 comparison, Randy Orton is as big as I am, and he's a 3rd-year legacy, quite literally, right? Was given multiple chances to fail, more so than many of his peers did.
Mm-hmm.
Was protected by all of the right people, allegedly, and also by his own words.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Bryan Danielson is 5'8", had to work a different style, had to come from underneath the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Being undersized meant he had to take more punishment than a guy like Randy Orton, who, don't misunderstand, as time went on, developed into an incredibly smooth, polished, completely safe for himself, safe for his opponents, and very, very over.
Yeah.
Do not misunderstand.
Yeah.
But we are talking about 2 different people who had 2 different pathways to get to where they're at. One of them got pushed to the point where the people got tired of him. One kept getting buried to the point that the crowd could not deny this one's greatness. And so they had to make their voices heard to the point where, even though Orton was, wait for it, still the champion at the time, they wanted this guy no matter what the company wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So right. I'm not, again, Randy Orton's amazing. He was incredibly kind to me the last time I was backstage at a WWE event. He's an incredible gentleman these days. Right? So I could tell other stories, but that's okay. But I'm just saying, right? It's incredible gentleman these days, and smooth as silk in the ring. And I'm so happy that he seems to be, for the first time to me in his career, loving what he's doing and being grateful for it.
Yeah,
that's huge. That's huge. A guy like Bryan Danielson was always grateful for it, always loved it, maybe gave too much. So you're right. He's beaten the hell out of himself. But he did it for the right reasons.
But look at the people that are on main roster to this day. People like Adam Cole. If it wasn't for Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole wouldn't be in the spot. God bless Adam Cole right now. He's hurt, whatever it may be. But Adam Cole, too, yeah. People like Seth Rollins wouldn't be in the spot today because of people like Bryan Danielson. Right. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Bryan Danielson. But for me, Bryan Danielson, if you look a bit shorter, people like Eddie Guerrero, people like Chris Benoit, people like Rey Mysterio, Juventud Guerrera, Psychosis.
Yeah, 100%.
All goes to the red. Brian Daniel. Brian Nelson. And then
Yeah,
Brian Nelson.
but
Orange Cassidy. Same guy, same thing.
You can draw that string to anybody though. Like, you can take a look at who's here, well, who is their influence, and you can see all that stuff. Same as for me, right? But it's like, I just, if we're going to make comparisons.
Yeah, if we're gonna make comparisons. But now we're getting heated. Are you getting heated? I'm not getting heated.
No, man, we're cool.
We're cool. How many people are watching this? 68 people so far. So we're on 40 minutes. So that's pretty cool. Let me bring this up. Thanks for showing up for Mr. Adam Knight. Let me bring this up for you, sir. That is your. Where the hell did I put it? Here it is. Show that. That is your YouTube channel, right?
That's my YouTube channel. Yes.
You want to plug it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, every Monday, I try to upload a match from the vault again from my old VHS tapes that I put up there. So every Monday, I'm uploading a new match from my archives. So you'll get to see me from different ages and different stages of my career, from back from my skinny fat days to my really long hair, much handsomer days in the early 2000s, back in the days when I could keep up with a very young Kenny Omega and a young Mentolo, to the days now where I'm much more of a 300-pound brawler, which is fine. We all have our evolutions, right? But yeah, so every Monday I upload a match from the vault. Every Wednesday I go live at 10 p.m. Central Time for Outlaw Radio. Up till now, it's mostly just been me having a monologue with the camera with whatever's sort of on my mind. Sometimes I talk fitness. Sometimes I just talk wrestling. I did a whole episode the week after John Cena's final match, talking about wrestling retirements and the comparison I had of that between John's and, say, Sting's, for example. And I guess I could talk about AJ Styles as well going forward. I'm going to start having guests on as well. Just my last episode, I had my buddy Jordan Cecile on, who is a fitness professional who used to work with a bunch of MMA guys who tried some stuff in the UFC. We talked about entrepreneurship, and then we ended up talking about being dads, because we're both dads of girls, and that's what we got. So I'll also occasionally, if I'm going to get a chance to plug, talk about the fact that not only am I a wrestler, I'm a writer. And you can find my books online with all of my links on my Amazon page. And so that's if you can take a look at that, go to Nightfall Productions on YouTube and you can find me. Please please subscribe. I'm trying to get up to the magical 500 number, and then the 3,000 is the 3,000 watch hours. Once we can do that, hopefully I can start making some money with this. Until then, I'm doing it because after 30 years of being in wrestling, I think I've got a few things to say about it and other topics. And I'm really enjoying having the chance to talk about it and hopefully develop a platform and an audience. And so for all of you that are here right now, I hope you'll all click the link and subscribe and check it out. It would really mean a lot to this gray-haired Central Canadian grappler.
There you go, guys. Please,
it was very zoomy. I like that.
do like and subscribe to this page, Nightfall Productions, but prod, and it's really interesting, guys. I want you all, everybody to subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to his and share the love, because his knowledge, wrestling knowledge, especially for a wrestling fan, the stories are awesome. The matches are incredible.
Well,
Please
thank you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. If you suck, I'll tell you suck, but you don't, so it's fine.
Hey, you can check out my match with Jim Neidhart and my match with
I saw that one. That was stiff as hell, man. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, it was what it was.
Oh my goodness, Jimmy. Anyways, no, I see that. Okay, back to the show.
Sure.
I got a segment for you. I do the segment all the time on this show. It's called The List, and it's a top 10 show, but today we're going to do a top 5. The top 10 show of anything that I do. It's going to come up in the April, May. We got 3 episodes already recorded.
Okay.
Coming, but now top 5. We're going to do top 5 championship belts, and and this is sponsored by, let me bring this up, Capco Championship Belts. This is where I get all my championship deeds. These guys are sponsoring after the Slam. And obviously, I get championship belts. I sell in Canada. If you were looking for a replica championship belt of any sort, I am your guy. If you need anything from wrestling championship belts or a custom work too, after the Slam championship belt is coming your way. But besides that, we are doing also, with the championship belts, we got a contest going on. Scan that QR code, and you just pay $15. You got to follow the DWE's Talk It Up, the Talk It Up show. The EVP show and after the Slam on YouTube. Scan the QR code. and you have an opportunity to win this beautiful, let me bring it up, Intercontinental Championship belt right here. And it's the WWF version. Let me change camera here. Boom. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The real deal, So if you have an opportunity to become champion, you want the Intercontinental title, it is right here. The giveaway on March 1st. So scan that QR code, and there you go. Now, let's put camera 1. There we go. Now, sir, I'm going to hit that commercial. You think of your top 5 championship belts, and we'll be right back.
You just made the list!
This is the list. Turn it up. Let the records twist. Top 10 stories that you don't wanna miss. Brought to you loud from the heart of the fans. After the slam, yeah, we're making a stand. Yeah, we're making a stand.
You just made the list!
And shout out to Chris Jericho because you just made the list. Now, Mr. you cracking up.
Guy's got so many dang songs and so many gimmicks. I swear to God, the guy is making the city proud. It's all good.
I love Chris Jericho, especially I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot. Anyways, I'll never forget that day. Sir, let's talk top 5 championship belts. I'm going to start with number 5.
No particular order, but if we're going to go number 5, let's start with, I'm going to go with the old Winged Eagle. The
Yes,
original
sir.
WWF Winged Eagle World Heavyweight Championship, the one made famous by, of course, Red and Yellow Hulk Hogan. Of course, of course, that's right. The original balding bastard. But he had a great run, did wonderful things. I will say, much more likely, I enjoyed the run that Randy Savage had with that.
Oh, yeah, Macho Man. Give me a Macho Man impression right now.
And a little bit in the time, a little bit in the place. When you're the heavyweight champion of the world, and you're the Macho Man. Yeah, dig it. It's the best I got. I think we all have a macho. That's fine.
The crap. You don't want to mess with me, Steamboat. I'm gonna get. Anyways, I can
For
do
sure.
all the-
For sure. So if we're gonna like this, I'm just gonna show on my age. Like the World Heavyweight Championship for the WWF at the time, the old Winged Eagle, number 5.
Yes, sir.
Number 4, I'll go to Big Goldie, and by that I mean the classic WCW World Heavyweight Championship, the one that I wore a replica of one time in the 90s for the Top Rope Championship Wrestling title because it was the 90s and nobody's gonna know it's a knockoff anyways. But it was the time. It was the time. But that one, of course, worn primarily by the Nature Boy and the Stinger and all those guys back in that era. That was really, really great. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. Again, still showing my age. The original American Wrestling Association Heavyweight Championship. My God, that is a big silver belt. It is huge. It's very similar to what you see with the WCW one. But I tell you right now, if you can take a look at it, it is a gorgeous belt. And of course, the greatest wrestler in God's green earth, Nick Bockwinkel, carried that thing forever and a day. And I
would have picked Rick Martel, but all right.
Rick Martel was great, but he had one short run after beating Jumbo Tsuruta in Japan, and then eventually went back to Nick Bockwinkel. And
told you I know my stuff.
I know that's all good, man. No, Rick is fantastic, but he was no Rick. He was no Nick Bockwinkel.
No, I agree.
And it's fantastic. I was, funny. Meeting Nick Bockwinkel, at the Cauliflower Alley back in 2012, I can tell you, blew my freaking mind. But that's okay. So I've got the 3 major world championships from North America. I want to go so far to say that I really do like the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. I really like that look.
That version 4, the one that you brought back, the one that the champion brought back now.
Yeah, not the one they tried for a little bit, to sort of modernize it. No. Give me that. See, I'm a traditionalist. I like the classics, right? Yeah. I like the classics so much. I almost wanted to say like the old school 10 pounds of gold, right? But unfortunately, that's been You know, a little bit. No disrespect, right? You know, the belt that Dusty won and that Cody won it all in, and that Nick Aldis carried for the longest time.
We got credit where credit is due. Nick Aldis made that. He brought it back.
Great job.
That 10 pounds of gold. He made it fucking.
That man did amazing things for the NWA during a period of time when nobody gave a shit about the NWA.
No.
I also want to. So I want to say all of those. I really want to say all of those. So those are your top 4. And if I'm going to be honest, it is time for me to do it.
Uh-oh.
The number 1 belt in the world right now is, of course, the one carried by me. This is the real Canadian Championship. This is the Blaze Pro Wrestling Canadian Championship, held by the best goddamn heavyweight wrestler in all of Canada, the Outlaw Adam Knight. This belt is heavy. It is broad. It represents excellence. Excellence, not just for Central Canada, not just for the West Coast, not just for the GTA or Montreal, all the way from the Maritimes to the Northwest Territories and down all the way to the border. This is the best pro wrestling belt in the world today, as far as I'm concerned. And on February 27th, I will be defending it against TNA's Cody Deaner. And I will once again prove that I'm just as good as I damn well say I am. For this belt,
ladies and gentlemen, you just got a free promo from Outlaw Adam Knight for this is you don't know what you just witnessed.
Off
that
the dome.
Was off the goddamn dome. And by the way, wasn't that a black strap before?
Well, it originally Blaze Pro had awarded me just with the provincial championship, but after I won it, I declared myself the best.
Yes, you did.
Canadian champion, and that's because when you say it loud enough, it's true. So at the last event, Blaze Pro said, "You know what? He's right," and they presented me with this pretty gorgeous. This is all joking aside. This is the greatest title I've ever held, and I've held a few. And I'm very proud to be holding this one. I'm very proud to be representing this brand, and I'm very proud to be doing my very best for these kids and for everybody out there across Canada. And yes, I am pissing people off every time I say that, and I don't care. Come on, John Orion. Come on, Chance Prophet.
You just said 102 people, my friend. 102 people are watching this show right now.
Fantastic. Thank you all for being out here again. Please follow me on YouTube as well. Follow me on my socials. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and Blue Sky.
You're gonna have to do me a favor, Mr. Adam Knight.
Sure.
You're gonna have to send me your socials, because after this episode is done, it's gonna be live. It's gonna be on my After the Slam podcast YouTube channel. I'm gonna put all your socials in the description so people can actually click and go straight to your stuff. And
tell you what, I'm going to put it right in our studio chat right now.
Oh yeah,
and then you'll have access to it anytime you'd like.
There you go. There you go. Perfect. I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to leave this in my notes so I can put this in our video later on when this is done.
That sounds great.
So
that
people
sounds great. And like I said, if you want to add me as a collaborator to this, I'd love to do that so we can both, push that up on the YouTubes as well.
I will do.
Beautiful.
I will do. All right, let's get back to the show. Those are his top 5 lists of championship belts. I got one of them right here. It is the Hogan 87.
That is what I thought that's what that was. Yeah, for sure. That's the one that Hennig broke with the hammer, right?
No. He broke. No. Mr. Perfect broke the Wing Eagle.
You're right, he did, and then they had to get him a new wing eagle. Excuse me, I thought that's my brain. My brain was telling me that he did that. He did it that one to do the transition, but they just fine. Okay, gotcha.
This title was actually Hogan held it at WrestleMania 3. He fought Andre the Giant. This he won that match after body slamming the biggest man in the world. I best body slam. Anyways,
slam boss.
And he hit that leg drop 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Anyways, then it was Saturday night's main event, right? Saturday night's main event, he did a promo with Mean Gene Okerlund. You know what, Mean Gene? He had a promo with this belt, and then he miraculously comes out with the Wing Eagle belt.
You're right.
What happened to this one?
He got retired.
It got retired quickly. And then what happened was he lost the match. Andre won the belt because there was 2 goddamn Earl Hebners. And then what happened? He gives the title to Ted DiBiase. it is what it is. I know my wrestling shit. I
You're-
was how do you know that? You're so young. Fuck. I watch it. I mean, I was even born when that match happened.
That's the benefit of having all this stuff digitized. You can catch up on everything, which is pretty great.
My father caught me up with tapes, man, cassette tapes. I had a freaking cupboard full of wrestling cassette tapes of every single episode of Saturday Night's Main Event, every event, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. You had every single thing from the Von Erichs, from Jerry Lawler's greatest matches to all that stuff. I've known all that wrestling. Stunning Steve Austin, when he was before Stunning Steve Austin in WCW, he was in his hickory dickory with his ex-wife. He had the long hair, the short shorts. I watched all that shit, man, and Texas wrestling. Anyways,
I hear you.
I'm an old school guy. What am I do? And I'm not even. Okay, round table. I asked this question also for every episode through my guests. A round table is basically you and three other people that who inspired you, who let's just say, all in all, it doesn't have to be a wrestler. It could be a family member. It could be it's a person of inspiration, an influencer, anybody that you would like, that you think that would influence Adam Knight on a round table, that you would say, hey, I had the best time of my life. I learned, I laughed, I cried. I did all these with these three individuals. Who would you pick as three people at a round table?
And not necessarily wrestling related.
No, it can be whatever it is. And you don't need to go personal like we spoke about.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I will say I'll try not just to include people I've actually met, because I've been very fortunate to meet a lot of people. I'm going to go with Roddy Piper.
Yes.
Because one, I found out he and I both went to the same high school, obviously different generations, but not a
lot of people know he's Canadian.
He's Canadian from Winnipeg.
Yes,
from
sir.
Winnipeg. So there is that. So I will say Roddy
My dad's
Piper.
favorite wrestler is Roddy Piper. My dad's favorite wrestler.
Had the pleasure of meeting him and chatting with him a little bit. God, a few years before he passed tragically, because that was awful. I will say him. I would probably go on to say, Lou Ferrigno, because I was a big fan, obviously, of the Incredible Hulk TV show as a kid. And then as I learned more about him and his hearing disability and how he's overcome that, what a kind and gentle man he seems to be.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was trying to figure out like bodybuilding, getting in shape and stuff, obviously I never got anywhere near to that sort of a level. But I found more in common with Ferrigno's patterns and training styles and ideas than I did with even like the Schwarzeneggers and those guys. Again, that's not a disrespect thing. I always thought Lou was always my guy.
It's the Hulk, man.
Right. He was the Hulk. And then finally, I'm just gonna say it, and I don't care how dorky it makes it sound. I gotta go with George Lucas, because that man opened up my imagination with Star Wars and Indiana Jones and THX 1138, and so many of the things that he's put his heart and investment into it, and his ideas and how the world should work and against the way it does work, and like the absolute art. Like, I wouldn't write books if it wasn't for George Lucas, and that's not to say that I don't like reading, because I've read tons of books. I can name C.S. Lewis is an inspiration for as far as authors go. I can name I was like Robert Jordan. I read a lot of Shakespeare when I was a kid. Yeah, I really did. But if we're talking like actuals, the first time that I felt like the imagination really turned on when I was a kid, it was after watching Star Wars. So I give that all to George Lucas.
That's a great three people right there, and I think
that'd be the weirdest table to have dinner at, but with all three of them, and that's all right.
See, mine was always myself, Hulk Hogan, Michael Jackson, and Stanley. Why? I don't.
Stanley's a good one.
Stan
the man's a good one, and I obviously MJ. You can say whatever you want about the guy, but his music's legendary for a reason.
Yeah, put Billie Jean on. You're dancing. You're trying that moonwalk. Drunk or not drunk, you're trying that moonwalk. That's what I think. Favorite? Okay, no, actually, dream WrestleMania match, and you could include yourself.
If I could wrestle WrestleMania,
yeah. Who would you want to wrestle? You could pick yourself, or you could pick two other guys from any organization. Who would you want to wrestle, you or two other guys, in the main event of WrestleMania?
maybe not at WrestleMania, but I'd love to have watched a prime Kurt Angle and my boy Kenny Omega.
That is, wow.
Without question. Like, Kurt Angle, the wrestling machine, when he was doing his time in TNA, when he was really working with those younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that against Omega just a couple years ago before he had to slow down a little bit, and guys still have a shit.
Didn't slow down for shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I love the man. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. But I think Angle and Omega would have been unbelievable. And if I'm asking for myself, who would I want? Me and Mick Foley.
One match.
Yeah, I would. If I had the chance to have a match at a high level like that, I want prime Mick Foley. He would have beaten the bejesus out of me, but that would have been one where I think I know it doesn't. After talking about Regal being an influence and Hanson, those guys being an influence, I have such respect for Mick Foley as a man,
yeah,
and as a father, and for a man of his integrity, that I would love to get in there and throw bombs with that guy and go through tables with him if I needed to. Yeah.
I would book, if I was a booker, if I was sitting in that booking table, I would book Outlaw Adam Knight versus Cactus Jack in a Texas strap match at WrestleMania. Sorry, but I would put it.
That's a lot of leather. All right. He wears those shirts, though. I don't know. It's all right.
You rip the goddamn shirt off of him.
That's true.
And whip the shit out of him. That's what I say. Oh, man. You've been wrestling for all these years. We're not going to say it again because, 30 years.
30 years is a long time.
You've been interviewed by lots of people that have interviewed you, right? Yeah. Promo-wise.
A few.
Who are the names that you could say that you're like, oh my God, I'm getting interviewed by so-and-so? Gordon Soley. There you go. Did I say it right? No.
No, that's right. That's right. You probably don't remember because he only had a cup of coffee working for the WWF back in the day. But local Winnipeg radio legend Joe Aiello, who I'm quite friendly with, used to do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Road Warriors, and we're going to be talking to them right now after the matches, right? He had some ring announcing for them. So I would have loved to have done one of those with him just for TV's sake, because, that would be a lot of fun. I realize I'm going off the cuff with that one, and most of your listeners go, what the fuck? So there's Joe. I would have loved to have been in there with Mean Gene, no question. Gene Okerlund was the best, the best there ever was at, bringing this guy in, whether he was, out of his mind or not, for whatever reason, at getting a great interview out of that person to get their point across, and sometimes just telling the whole story for them no matter what, or just for sending them down a garden path where they're just barely keeping that laughter out a lot of their mouths while they're going live. Oh God. I've had the pleasure of meeting Jim Ross. I would love to do a sit down with him at some point. Just, I would be picking his brain though. Let's be real about that one. He wouldn't be asking me shit. But oh God, other interviewers.
These are hard.
You're putting me on the spot here. I'm not going to say Kevin Kelly. No disrespect. Ian Riccaboni's fine.
Who was that English fellow back in the 80s?
Lord Alfred Hayes.
Yeah, Lord Alfred Hayes. Now that's somebody I would have loved to get interviewed by. That guy there, he was my whole childhood watching those tapes, man. I loved him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah. He was very good at what he did, even though he got everybody's names wrong. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, but that's all right. It's the King Harley race against Jim Dugan. What are we doing out here?
I loved him. He was the best for me. He was awesome. And you know what? You got to give Tony Schiavone.
Schiavone's fantastic. Yeah.
Tony Schiavone some good stuff. Even though he's doing some great work in AEW now. So it's Tony Schiavone, Michael Cole, top number one. So Jim Ross, like you said,
JR, yeah, it's hard to be JR.
Jerry the King Lawler.
They were a great tandem for the time. I'm not sure how much of that stuff would hold up in today's world, but it was fun.
Puppies, I don't know if you can say puppies anymore.
You can say it,
but you can't show it. We're on Netflix now, guy. So I don't know.
Honestly, I did a whole podcast about a whole live stream about hey, just because that's the way we did it in the past doesn't mean it was right then either.
Yeah. Right? It's crazy. A lot of things that happened now back in the past. Just say 5 years ago. A lot of things happened 5 years you can't do now.
Well, and good. Then we have to evolve. We have to evolve. That's the world.
You can't do it. All right. So we said that. Let's see. What's what we're gonna run? We're already an hour and 4 minutes. Okay, we have an hour and a half show because there's a timeline on after the slam. Because then I can't upload this on Spotify because this goes on Spotify after. I will send you a link and everything so you could share.
Please do. Yeah, for sure.
And everything. Spotify, you will have your link on there, and then it's going to be live as soon as this is over. It goes already into the cloud. It's going to go into YouTube. We're live right now on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on other people's Twitters. We are everywhere. We're at 151 people live watching the show.
Thank you, everybody.
It is up there. It is up there.
Hope I'm making you smile.
Let me see this here. Best storyline. Best storyline you've ever watched and enjoyed.
Ever.
Shout out to Chris Jericho. Oh shit! Blow his mind. I just blew.
Well, I got 30 years of my own in-ring history, and then 40 years of watching it. So, you asked me to go through a Rolodex and the pudding brain I'm dealing with right now. Yeah, exactly. Obviously, you want to say Austin McMahon. That's the easiest one off the top of your dome, right? Again, I'm biased, but Omega's 2-year run to the IWGP title, leading to his final 2 to 3 falls match with Okada. Not just that final match, everything leading up to that, like the G1s and all of his failures leading up to that. I think that story is kind of impeccable. Eddie Guerrero winning the world title off of Brock Lesnar. The angle to get to that was outstanding. I'm a big fan of Toni Storm's. Her whole switch to being timeless has just made me smile in 8 million ways. So her angle with Mariah May, even though it weirded out some people, I really dug it. I loved that stuff. Like it a lot. Right? Oh, God. My own personal favorite angle. It wasn't even my own. It was. I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Darren the Bomb Dalton. Back in the early mid 2000s for Premier Championship Wrestling, he was on a real heater for just absolutely slaying guys and murdering them along the way. And then for a while there, he got hurt, but he was still very over. So we wanted him on the shows all the time. So we had a guy who his name is that he is the bomb. He is a large, jacked up dude who just threw guys around, powerbombed into oblivion. So we said that he had to, so the angle was, since he couldn't get in the ring and compete, we said that he'd gone to anger management counseling and he couldn't be the bomb anymore. It was too dangerous. It was too dangerous. He couldn't, It was bad for his health. It was bad for his mental health. So it got to the point that he changed and he said, no, I'm not angry anymore. Then he started running interview segments as Dr. Darren Dalton, the anger management counselor. And so he would do interviews every week, where every week it looked like he'd start getting his anger up. And he'd be like, no, I have to breathe. I have to regulate. Oh, I'm not going to get crazy. I'm not going to do it. And then, it was until finally he was cleared and just started murdering guys again. But it was 3 or 4 months of just watching a guy who's never been put in that position before to be the leader of to the lead of a segment, to interview other people who are trying to get his goat. It was one of I'm biased. It was my personal favorite thing that we ever did in front of a weekly crowd for about 75 to 100 people that I wish to God was on tape somewhere that I could show people live.
Oh, shit.
It was
kind of.
Oh, I'm sure it exists. I'm sure somebody somewhere's got a bunch of VHS tapes that are going to have to be digitized. But him coming out there as, that changed up his music. And now it's something very calm and sedate. And hi, everybody, this is Dr. Darren Dalton. We're going to talk to a couple of people about, their anger management issues. It was fantastic. Loved it.
Well, we got to find that footage somewhere.
I'll find it.
And you got to
one of these tapes must have some of it. It's all good.
I got to see this. I want to ask you your next champion. You said it earlier, but I want to tell the audience we're almost at 200 people here.
Yay!
I want you to I want you to say your next championship match, your next match. So I want you to promote it.
Here's the plug.
That's it. Plug it.
February 27th, Winnipeg, Manitoba, for Blaze Pro Wrestling in Winnipeg, Manitoba. The event is called No Love Lost because, of course, it's the month of love here in February. I, the Blaze Pro Wrestling Canadian heavyweight champion, the best goddamn heavyweight champion in all of Canada, I'm going to be defending against the hometown man himself, Mr. Cody Diener. Mr. Cody Diener has taken exception to the fact that I've rightly proclaimed myself to be the best goddamn heavyweight wrestler in all of Canada. Me. Not Vinny out in Toronto, not Mike Hughes, not Giant Orion, not any of the guys out west. This guy. So Cody Diener's coming to Winnipeg. He's coming into my town, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to face him in the main event in Winnipeg for Blaze Pro Wrestling. If you're in the area and you want to check it out, blazeprowrestling.com. Get your tickets now. We have sold out every event for the last calendar year, and we're on pace to do it again. If you don't get a chance to watch it live, don't worry. The events have been recorded, and they will be uploaded a couple weeks after the event. But that is my next bout, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Blaze Pro Wrestling is in for a very busy year. I've spoken to the management. We've signed a couple of big contracts for a couple of more events. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of me in 2026. And yes, I'll still be the damn champ.
And you get another promo for Blaze Pro Wrestling. Damn, this is why he's the heavyweight champion, guys. This is why he's the Canadian heavyweight champion. Look at this. You are going to see this man live. If you're from Winnipeg, I'm from Montreal, so it's going to be hard for me to get there. But I mean, I will watch the show. Sure. After when it's recorded and it's on the I'm going to have Billy Blaze on the show coming up in a couple weeks. I think March 8th is his episode.
Fantastic.
And listen, I'm going to plug my show now. I'm going to
Please do. And you let those promoters on Montreal know that I eat poutine as much as the next guy. I like French girls. I'm more than happy to come on out there and embarrass some of your locals. It's fine.
Listen,
dude, don't be afraid of the play love. It's all good.
That's the thing. Now, if you're going to be under the Bodacious Albert banner, I could hook you up, Mr. Adam Knight, coming down to Montreal. And
I'll get on the train from Toronto. It's fine.
But the only thing is, you know how we had Paul Heyman. He had the Dangerous Alliance. We have Don Callis and the Don Callis family now.
I know, Don.
In Montreal, we have the Bodacious team. We have Bodacious Albert and his familia. So if you want to come down, buddy, you got to be on my side, and I got to walk you down the aisle. Just letting you know.
If you want to represent the champ, you'd be foolish not to.
Exactly. If I have a world heavyweight champion on my team, I'm unstoppable.
That's right.
Unstoppable. Let me bring up the show. Right before yours, actually. Let's bring it up. PFW, Pit Fight Wrestling, is making its wrestling debut February 26th, a Thursday, at Piranha Bar. It is an 18-plus show. So you are looking at blood and guts, ladies and gentlemen. And also, we are, yours truly is going to be the official commentary team with Ryan LeBeau. Ryan DeRose LeBeau. He's going to be my color commentator for Pit Fight Wrestling. But like I said on my promo, I ain't coming alone. I'm coming with somebody. Let me just play that promo one more time, and we're going to get back to the show.
You're telling me you're starting a wrestling company in Montreal, Quebec, Canada without Bodacious Albert from After the Slam podcast? I don't think so. PFW, February 26th at Piranha Bar. I'm going to be there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be joining the official announce team for PFW. I'll be alongside Ryan The Rose LeBeau, and he and I are going to be announcing all the matches of that event. But don't get it twisted. I'm not coming alone. I don't trust anybody in Piranha Bar. So I'm going to bring myself a security guard, a big, bad man to have my back the whole night. I don't even trust Ryan LeBeau. So, I'm going to be there announcing the show, making it valuable for the whole audience. Bodacious Albert's going to be there from After the Slam. So don't miss it. February 26th, yours truly is going to be there. Piranha Bar, PFW, here it comes.
And that's my promo, my, selling of a show right there. I will be there, and I won't be alone. I'm gonna have a security guard slash rookie slash somebody learning how to do pro wrestling. His name is Anthony Cage. He is a 6'2", 390-pound monster. That if anybody wants to be fucking around with me, sorry guys, you're gonna slap around by this motherfucker. Just saying, I am a heel commentator, and that's what it is. So yeah. But if anybody from Winnipeg, Mr. Adam Knight, reach out. We're at 220 people. That's crazy. If anybody wants to join Pit Fight Wrestling, I am recruiting wrestlers coming from all over the world, from New Jersey, from Canada, from the States, whatever. I am recruiting to join the Bodacious Team Familia. And you are basically going to be under my bandwagon. You're going to get paid. You're going to get wrestle. And you'll be getting your own basically all over the world. So Pit Fight Wrestling, February 23rd is the way to go.
All right.
We are an hour and 15 minutes in. This is the new setup. Thank you, everyone, for watching. 224 people. We are going to have 2 more questions for this giant behemoth mastodon of Outlaw Adam Knight.
That's what she said.
That's what my wife said last night. Happy Valentine's Day. Too much information. That was funny. Let me ask you now the last 2 questions.
Go ahead.
If you have to rewatch a wrestling match, besides yours, a wrestling match that you enjoyed, and rewatch it and rewatch it and rewatch it and rewatch it, what match would you rewatch all over again, just to get the enjoyment or even learn from?
A couple that I recommend, and they're all like hour-long marathons, which is crazy when I think about it now. I've rewatched from the old AWA for the heavyweight championship there, Kurt Hennig and Nick Bockwinkel, when they went to a 60-minute draw. I don't remember exactly what the date is on that, but I must have watched that one on the Kurt Hennig DVD, and I think you can still find it online, where they get a half an hour into it before they even get out of headlock takeovers and exchanges. It is a phenomenal contest of pro wrestlers just doing their thing. On the other end of that, I'll probably pick, was it SummerSlam 02 when it's Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle in the opener, where they do 9 minutes of probably the greatest opening match of all time on a major event. That is a phenomenal match just to set the stage for an entire card. I've gone back and rewatched from London when after their WrestleMania main event where they had Shawn Michaels and John Cena go the hour, where they did the entire second hour of Raw. And they had a phenomenal just wing it on the fly. Just nobody knew they were going to do an hour, and they said, "Screw it, non-title. We're going to start the second hour," and they went basically to the end of the show. You can find that entire match. They've uploaded that one on YouTube. You can watch that one. It is a tremendous match. Any of the All Japan Steiner brothers versus any of their guys, any of Steve Williams or Bam Bam Gordy or any of those guys, those big, heavy, stiff, hard-hitting.
Big slabs of meat right there.
Yeah, right. Masawa and oh, shoot, forgive me. Anything with Masawa, obviously, right. Anything with a kid out there. Anything with Kenta Kobashi, excuse me, thank you. Yeah, one of my favorite rewatches, especially as I was getting ready for it myself, I loved rewatching Kobashi and Samoa Joe from Ring of Honor. That wild brawl they had in that sweaty-ass New York building was unbelievable. Oh, God. It's hard to say. I couldn't pick just a dozen. There's so many. I love to study the older matches that I've watched before because that's where I find new tricks.
So Mr. Adam Knight, actually, that's perfect to know this, because you have a lot of matches that you watched that you've enjoyed and rewatched, and maybe you could share them with the audience. So how about next? We'll keep in contact. We have each other's numbers. I would love to have you on my show, The List. It's The List. It's basically my opinion, what my favorite top 10 under 30, top 5 top 10 championship belts. But I'm also inviting my past guests to come on the show to give me a top 10 of something. So of pro wrestling, obviously. So how about I invite you back on The List, not After the Slam. It's sponsored by After the Slam, but the show The List. and you give me your top 10 top 10 matches to watch.
Okay.
If you want to just write them down and make sure you got your list, send them over. I'll do the graphics. I'll get them all ready, and then when you do the show, we do it live. And then actually, it's not gonna be live. It's gonna be recorded. So we're gonna be recording it, so we could edit it out, and then we could stop, say action, and talk again. So it's one of those shows. So it's structured.
Happy to do it. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. I love talking wrestling and getting a chance to expand on some of the stuff that I used to love. Absolutely, goddamn, yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing I would ask you to do is have a tripod, I guess, and like you standing up is the way to go.
Sure.
That's how it'll be. So
yeah. We can talk about the logistics of it later. It's fine. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm happy to do it though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's not like this. Like, oh, we watch out what I'm saying because we're live. All these social media platforms. No, it's gonna be recorded, and then we're gonna do the edits. I send you the edits, and then all that. Final question of this beautiful podcast. An hour and 20 minutes. 263 people watching the show.
Thank you all for joining in today.
Thank you, everybody. Again, like and subscribe to After the Slam podcast. Again, also like and subscribe to this. Let me bring this up again. Like and subscribe to the Nightfall Productions. But I'm gonna say pod. How do I say this? Production.
Well, it's Nightfall Productions, but I couldn't get the whole thing out there, so it's just Nightfall Prod. It's not like a cattle prod. It's like Nightfall Productions is what I've been using forever as like my moniker for my little company for like my books and my videos and everything I've done. So. And
your finishing move, it's the Nightfall. Anyways.
Pretty much.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, follow him, Mr. Adam Knight. Would be really appreciated. Again, follow After the Slam on all social media, on YouTube, not Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. And the final question for this man: in 10 years, not 10 years. I ask this question to everybody. This is my final question of all my podcasts. 5 years, where do you see pro wrestling? Where do you see your career in the next 5 years?
My career in the next 5 years? Well, I think it's pretty fair to say that I'm going to go down as the greatest Canadian heavyweight champion in history. I want to say Leo Burke, eat a dick. I want to say Gene Kiniski, eat double dicks. And Bret Hart, you can. No, you're fine, Bret. I love you. Anyways, I want to say in 5 years, I want to go with that.
I thought you were going to say, hey, Bret Hart, Goldberg.
It's all right. Yeah, stop bitching about Goldberg. Anyways, no, in 5 years in general with wrestling, I'm very excited to see where the business goes from here. As the world gets a little bit more open digitally, I'm happy to see more and more people getting an opportunity to expand their brand, to get their work seen in front of more and more people, and a chance to, hopefully make a better living than I did early on in my career doing this stuff. So that's what I see for the next 5 years. I hope that this boom period sustains for a while longer because it's been hot for a while. Mm-hmm. Well, the signs of it starting to, level off are there, but that just means it's time for somebody else to innovate and to come up with something else. It's time for a new star to hit the waves. And as much as I'd like to say I'm that guy, I'm happy to just maintain my level of stardom right now, and we'll go from there and see where we're at.
That's it.
That's it.
And where do you see pro wrestling in the next 10 years, 5 years?
Again, like I said, in the next 5 years, I really hope I want to see a broader expansion of the independent scene. After the death of the territories back in the late 80s, early 90s, and it got really, really desolate outside of the big companies. Now we're in a, like we were talking about earlier, now we got in the stage where I know people in the United Kingdom. I know people in France. I know people that are, running. I've got a friend that's doing a really good work with a company in China right now. The Japanese scene is doing really well. Yep. Mexican scene, South American. There's a group in Uganda that's doing some interesting stuff, right? And I only know about that because the state of the industry is such that it is getting a broader and broader base line to be seen online than we ever had before. So it's a great opportunity for more and more people, if you want to get involved, you want to take it seriously and really perfect the craft of this, perfect the art of it, to be seen by more and more people. So my hope is in 5 years, as we're now at that point in time, 7 years into the Netflix deal for WWE, hopefully AEW is still running as strong as they are right now, and all the other companies, I hope MLW is still doing good business. I hope TNA doesn't get bought out by Titan Towers, and we'll see what happens from there. Well, I really, it's hard to say. Like, I've never been more bullish on the industry than I have now, and after 30 years, I can't believe I'm saying that. Right? Like 10 years ago, I thought the industry was dead or dying, and now, sky's the limit.
What just happened, right?
What we can do.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not a big AEW fan. It's not because I'm not a fan of what they're doing. It's because I don't watch it. I don't watch.
Okay.
I'm a Netflix guy, WWE,
Right.
New Japan. I watch it online. I watch it on YouTube and stuff like that. Again, I'm an old school guy. I like my old school wrestling. I like the NWA. I like the classic WCW. You mentioned Steiner Brothers before.
Yep.
In tag team wrestling, you're a big advocate of tag team wrestling.
Absolutely.
I love tag team wrestling. Steiner Brothers, Harlem Heat, and my all-time favorite tag team. I don't know what it is, but I just love them so much. The Nasty Boys.
Yeah.
Right. Brian Knobs and the Jerry Sags. Those guys. I don't know what it was. I just like the Nasty Boys. I just like them. When they won the tag belts over the Hart Foundation at WrestleMania 5, I loved it. Was it WrestleMania 5? No. I'm getting mixed up.
It's out there.
It's there. I think
it was 7.
I think it was 7 with Jimmy Hart by their side when Jimmy Hart left the Hart Foundation to join the Nasties. Yeah. So I'm a big Nasty. So those Harlem Heat, Nasty Boys, and Steiner Brothers. So I'm an old school guy. So when it comes to the new school wrestling, AEW is very new school. What Kyle Fletcher is doing is phenomenal. Kenny Omega is one of my all-time, but I'm not a Kenny Omega AEW fan. I'm a Kenny Omega New Japan Pro Wrestling fan.
Sure.
So Kenny Omega, the cleaner, even when he was with the Golden Lovers, that was the Kenny Omega I fucking love.
Yeah, sure.
So I enjoyed those matches. He's doing great work in AEW, don't get me wrong. Like his match with MJF on Collision, I believe. What the fuck?
Tremendous.
What was that?
Absolute blow-away match, yeah.
What was that for a TV show? Like that was a pay-per-view match. Like fuck, okay. Yeah. Thank you. But it's stuff like that. I gotta give credit where credit due is AEW. WWE has its times. Building to WrestleMania 40, I felt like wrestling was booming there, like with the Rock back and the WrestleMania 40 storyline and the Cody winning the Rumble and then working
all the shenanigans that happened there. Don't know what happened there.
That fucking brought people all over the world to watch pro wrestling.
That's right.
And now today we don't even know what's going on for WrestleMania 41. So it's
42.
42. Fuck, I'm forgetting. 41 was John Cena. That was a shit show too. But anyway,
we can talk about that if you want to. I have a different opinion on that one.
I liked it too. It is what it is. But wrestling in 10 years, 5 years, whatever. I've been watching wrestling since I was 3 years old. I'm 36 years old now. I'm a young fella. I know. Don't look at me like that, Mr. Adam Knight.
I remember being 36. It's all good.
You've been there. You've done that. Oh, you're zooming in. You're zooming out. That's crazy. What kind of camera you got there? That's crazy.
That was me moving. That's
okay, man. I've been watching wrestling since I was 3. Like I said, with my dad. Shout out to my father. He was my first guest on my show. So 303 people watching you, Mr. Adam Knight. Do you see the numbers on your screen? No,
I can't see them at all. No.
Do you see the comments?
I cannot see the comments. I hope they're saying nice things, or if they're being dicks to me, fuck them.
No, they're saying
I'm mercy fuckers.
Yeah, but you're good. I'm very happy with the numbers tonight for this show, and I think you're gonna get some subscriptions, and I think you're gonna get some people watching your past stuff. So it's gonna be good. It's good to know that the people that people. What is Bodacious Albert gonna have on his show next?
Yeah.
I got some names. I got Billy Blaze coming up. I got Danny Duggan coming up. And at one point I even told Cliff this. I want all the Winnipeg scene. We're gonna have a bunch of these screens, all use all in one show, and just shoot the shit.
That'd be interesting. That'd be there'd be some stories. There would be some stories
for each and every one of you, and you're talking amongst each other. I want to be that guy to be in the middle and what? Hey, this is it, man. These are the guys. Jesus, the number just went up to 335. That was quick. So one day we're gonna have the CWF. Am I saying it right?
CWF is that's a company out of Ontario now that used to be from
Winnipeg, no?
it started in Winnipeg and now it's out there. You're thinking Canadian Wrestling's Elite. That's Danny Duggan's company.
Yes.
Yes, so this is the CWE. Yeah, so he'll be the guy you speak to in a couple weeks, I guess. So yeah.
Yes. Okay, and Billy Blaze is Billy Blaze Pro
Blaze Pro
Wrestling.
Wrestling. That's right.
Blaze Pro Wrestling based out of Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Also based out of Winnipeg. That's right.
Okay, so Blaze Pro Wrestling, we're going to have them. We're going to have the CWE all together in one battle royale one day. We're going to just figure out the time and dates. It's difficult.
That's all right.
But it is what it is. But shout out to Cliff Corleone. I like to call him Mr. Mafioso. He helped me bring this fine gentleman of Adam Knight on the show, and everybody in between coming in the future. And again, I thank you, sir. I thank you very, very much for your presence, for your knowledge, for your time, and your patience. I'm subscribed to your channel. I love your channel. I love what you're doing. I watched from episode 1 to all the way till what's the last episode you had? Fuck, you do one like a lot now here.
Yeah, I'm doing my 15th live stream this week. My last one I did with my friend Jordan, who's a not influencer, a fitness professional based out of Winnipeg. Yes, I've done those. Like I said, every Wednesday. What's that?
I stopped at episode 12. There, I just saw my stuff. So I'm there. I'm coming.
It's all right. Yeah, episode 12 is one that had some audio issues, I think, with poor Mustachio, but that's all right. I'm still figuring this stuff out. I only worked, in TV for 3 or 4 years, but now I'm trying to figure out the online version of it. God. Anyways,
if you ever need anything, sir, I'm not hard to find. You have my number. If you need something for podcasting or anything, you already got the mic going on, bud. You already got the mic. Professional with the microphone there.
Well, I'm trying to. I've worked with the mic for a while now, but it's all right. So no, thank you for this opportunity. It's really been nice. I really appreciate you reaching out. I appreciate all the work you're doing here. I want to thank all 300 plus you that are in the chat right now.
400 now.
Yeah, fantastic for supporting what Issues Alberta is doing. Thank you for. If this is the first time you've met me, again, I am the Outlaw Adam Knight. I have been doing this since 1995. That's right. 30 years. The Outlaw Adam Knight is me from 95 to 2025. Still going strong. I am currently the best goddamn Canadian heavyweight champion in all of Canada. That's right.
I'm coming for it.
I'm the Blaze. Come on, man. Bring it on. So, I've been doing it for a while. You can find me on Facebook. On YouTube, please follow me with all my matches I upload every Monday. I go live every Wednesday. I also put it on the TikTok. I'm giving that shit a try. It's not really working for me right now. If you heard my dog, I'm sorry about that. She needs to be fed. I'm also an author. You can find my books on Amazon.com right now. Please go give that a shot. And pro wrestling is not something that I knew I could do. It was something that I knew that I loved from a very young age. The fact that I've had 31 years now of consistent effort and consistent opportunities to perform, to have had the chance to travel across most of the country, through the Midwest, to meet and know people that were like in my generation, prior to my generation, having a couple of cups of coffee in Japan for a couple of different offices out there has been the thrill of a lifetime, and something that a skinny fat kid when he was 15 years old did not think was possible. So thank you everyone out there for your love for pro wrestling. Thank you for giving me a chance here to talk to you, and I'd love to come on out to Montreal sometime to perhaps not pit fight, but you never know, to find somebody that I can smack around. That might be all right.
Listen, you just have to call me, buddy, and I can hook you up. Pit Fight Wrestling. Yours truly, Audacious Albert. And there's also the Torture Chamber Pro Wrestling. There's a lot of organizations here in Quebec, in Montreal, that I could bring my team. But again, you're under my banner.
Amen.
You're signing the Audacious contract, if you will. That's all I'm saying.
I got somebody who can read the fine print for me, which is good.
Listen, I get no money. As long as I have a picture next to you, I'm good. You get all the money. You guys are taking the bumps. I ain't taking shit. Hell no. That's what I'm saying.
If I'm doing it right, I'm not taking the bumps either. It's all good.
Oh, yeah, you just beat the shit out of everybody.
It's kind of my gig.
Mr. Adam Knight. That is it. Outlaw Adam Knight, a 30-year vet. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the man. I'm going to invite you again. We're going to have a whole Winnipeg and on Canadian Battle Royale pretty soon. Let's say in the month of April. Because I know you guys are pretty booked, and that's it, man. 390 people. Jesus Christ, 91 is going up by the second.
It's all right. No, we're ending on a high note then. Thank you, everyone, for coming on out. Like and subscribe to both myself and to After the Slam. We really would appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Anything you can do to help us out. And I don't know if you can take super chats yet, but you know what the hell? Go for it. Donate. I got a PayPal. Do the thing.
I don't even know how to do that stuff. I'm at almost 4,000 subscribers, and I don't even know how the hell I got there. And I don't even know how to do like the donate and get paid on YouTube yet. I don't even know how to do it.
Take a look. See if you qualify for the YouTube Partner Program yet. You might need to get your watch hours up. It's all good.
My watch hours. Shit.
I know. It's all right. You find it in the studio. You'll find it.
I'll find. I'll look it up. This is interesting. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna put you backstage, and don't leave it just yet, unless if you have to feed the dog. I understand. I got you. If you want to be backstage, I'm gonna be with you. I'm just gonna put you backstage and do my final my stuff.
Yeah, close it up. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 30 of After the Slam podcast with the Outlaw Adam Knight. What a chat. This man's a legend in the Canadian scene. He is still the current undisputed Canadian heavyweights champion of Blaze Pro Wrestling. Don't fuck around. Don't mess with these guys. Guys, if you want to be a pro wrestler here in Montreal, Torture Chamber Pro Wrestling Dojo with Drew Onyx. Let me get this picture up here. Sorry for my inconvenience, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, it is the big one. Is it going to come up? And there it is. Next week, After the Slam, episode 31, I got the big man to sit down inside a pro wrestling ring with Drew Onyx. All right. He's a trainer from the Performance Center in Orlando with WWE. He's trained the likes of Kevin Owens to bring him up when Kevin Owens started, when he got his NXT debut. He's done it all. He's been with Sammy. He's been with all those guys. Everybody that comes from the Montreal, Quebec scene and in the WWE television right now, this man touched them in a wrestling way. But yes, again, next week, inside the wrestling ring, sit down with Drew Onyx. And don't miss it. And again, next Thursday, the Thursday following that, I will be at Pit Fight Wrestling. I will be doing the announcing. I will be doing the commentary. I'll basically tell the audience to F themselves. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the bad guy. It is what it is. But again, ladies and gentlemen, it is episode 30 with Mr. Outlaw Adam Knight. I thank you very much. And for my final words, for a man like Adam Knight to be wrestling all this time and still on top, whatever you can do and whatever you could imagine you can do, just do it. See you next week. Hey guys, it's me, Bodacious Albert from the After the Slam podcast, and today we are announcing big news. For the first time in After the Slam history, we are going to do our first raffle giveaway. After the Slam podcast and the DWE, we're giving away our first championship belt. It's easy to enter. All you got to do is scan that QR code and pay $15 to enter the raffle. And guess what? It's simple. If every $15 you put in, it's an extra raffle and a better spot for you to win. And what am I talking about? We are giving away the classic Intercontinental Championship. This title is going to be given away to a lucky winner. All you got to do is scan that QR code and pay that $15. Imagine winning a championship belt for only $15. But there's also a catch. You need to subscribe to all of the DWE members' YouTube channels. After the Slam, Talk It Up, and the EVP show. So get going. Get a chance to win an IC championship belt. Shipped straight to your door. Only $15. It's all in your hands. The funds of this contest will go on to buying a new championship belt every single month so we can do a giveaway. So don't miss it. Become the Intercontinental Champion of the IWC. For more info, look at the description below and you can see all the details there. Become the Intercontinental Champion.